In most Star Wars media, the Jedi Order is fragile.
You are no Jedi!
So much of what they do and what they stand for comes down to making sure that their beliefs aren't compromised. They call it balance. I call it fear.
Going somewhere.
Order 66 was a calculated and brilliantly executed plan to create false trust within the Jedi and show them just how weak their system was to begin with. Openly accepting the assistance of a clone army shows just how ignorant the Jedi Order truly was. In Star Wars Fallen Order, you play as Cal Kestis, a former Jedi that had escaped the Order 66 attack purely because of the sacrifice his master made for him. Living with that guilt for nearly 5 years since, Cal has blocked himself off from the Force or anything else that could make him a target to the Empire. This still doesn't explain why he decides to carry his lightsaber around everywhere, but it seems to come in handy when he accidentally uses the Force to save his friend Prof, probe droid's tattletale, and then the Inquisitors come, and they force Cal to come out of hiding.
We seek a dangerous fugitive. This is no common anarchist, but a devotee of the treasonous Jedi Order. Failure to turn over this traitor will result in a charge of sedition. Turn yourself in, or everyone present shall face summary execution.
I think it's time someone came forward. I've been working on this heap a long time. Way before the war. We refit and rebuilt ships. Best in the galaxy. Then came the Empire. And engineers became scrappers. The workers, they just started getting worked.
Prof.
We all know the truth. We're just too afraid to say it. To the Empire, we're all just expendable.
Yes, you are.
No!
Look at this, a lightsaber.
After making a run for it, Cal is then confronted by the Second Sister, a member of the Inquisitors that are meant to track down any remaining Jedi.
Going somewhere. I recognize that stance. Perhaps you've had some training after all. Who was your master? Padawan? Someone I killed, perhaps? What Jedi gave their life so that you might live?
Terrified and with nowhere to go, Cal is then picked up by CERE and GREEZE. CERE is a former Jedi who was separated from her Padawan Trilla during Order 66.
I was once a Jedi, but not anymore.
Do I know you?
No. But I knew your master, Jaro Tapal. He was a true guardian of the Republic.
He was a hero. Listen. Something happened to me during the Purge. I survived, but my connection to the Force is damaged. When I meditate, if I let my guard down, I lose control. And it's like I'm back in that moment when...
You survived, Cal. And you're not alone. Not anymore.
CERE has a prominent fear of the Force because of what she's gone through, and as a result, she's stopping Cal from becoming as powerful as he truly can be. When we talk about the Force, there are two ways to talk about it. The way the Jedi interpret it, and the way that it truly is. See, the Jedi have this belief that there is a good and an evil. They believe that the light side of the Force represents good, and the dark side of the Force represents evil. To them, there's a clear line of what you can and cannot tap into. And if you decide to tap into the dark side, even a little bit, you will lose yourself. However, there have been so many blatant examples that just prove this wrong entirely. Most recently, CERE. Instead of losing herself entirely to destruction and anger, she's able to withdraw herself and take back control over her emotions. Look at the most famous example, Darth Vader. Isn't his entire thing his redemption arc in the Return of the Jedi? The reality of the situation is that the Force, similar to our universe, is just energy. It's not good nor bad, it just simply is. The way that the user chooses to harness that energy is the light or the dark. Go back to every piece of Star Wars media ever and actually listen to what the Sith are saying. They don't say, I want to use this dark energy to destroy you. They say you don't understand that you aren't at your full potential without the dark side, and they're correct. Most of the disdain that the Jedi have for the dark side is purely out of fear. But the masters who preach this concept are hypocritical. Yoda and so many other masters have tapped into it at one point or another and come back just fine. They pretend as if once you start, you can't stop. But in reality, it's a cigarette, not meth. Once you use the dark side, it will feel good. You will say, I completely understand why people would want to use this. It feels powerful. But it's up to the person themselves to create boundaries and draw their own lines in the sand. Throughout the game, Cal and his adorable companion BD-1 are tasked with tracking down a Jedi holocron, hidden by an ancient civilization known as the Zepho. CERE's former master, Cordova, had devoted his entire life to finding the secret of the Zepho, and more importantly, obtaining a Jedi holocron that lists all of the Force-sensitive children in the galaxy. The thought of rebuilding and restoring the Jedi Order back to its former glory is too good to pass up. Let's break this down really fast, because for years I genuinely thought that the Zepho had made a list of every Force sensitive for this foreseeable future, and Eno was trying to find that. This is not the case.
Cordova was basically a librarian for the Jedi Order and was in charge of their records. They would keep a list of Force-sensitive kids so that they could bring them into the Jedi Order when the time was right. And we're assuming that Cordova had sensed the downfall of the Jedi and thrown this information inside of a holocron. Also, Cordova's just really obsessed with these Zepho aliens, so he basically hides the holocron within one of their tombs because nobody else really cares about them, so they won't look.
Okay, back to the synopsis. Cal's hunted down by the Inquisitors, more specifically the second sister, Trilla, CERE's former apprentice turned Inquisitor, and Masana Tide, the ninth sister. There are several encounters with these two throughout the game, and I think that they both deserved a lot more screen time. Masana's awesome, an absolute juggernaut of a fighter, and loses a limb in almost every encounter she has. And Trilla is in clear pain. We see so many times that her only real motivation for being an Inquisitor is to upset and kill CERE. She wants her to feel awful for what she did to her, and she'll stop at nothing to prove that, even if it means killing her new apprentice. It isn't until Cal has to go to the planet of Dathomir where he meets the two main catalysts in his journey. The first being Terran Malicos, and the second being the Night Sister MERRIN. Malicos is a former Jedi that also escaped Order 66. After seeing how easily the Jedi crumbled, he devoted his life to darkness and power. When speaking with Cal the first time they meet, he tells him of the Night Sisters and how all of them but one were destroyed, that being MERRIN. MERRIN genuinely hates you, as she hates anyone that treads on her land. The only ones that ever did it destroyed everything that she ever loved. She refuses to let Cal live in peace and drives him away at any chance she gets. But once reaching the tomb, Cal has a vision of himself back during his training. We see the connection that Cal has with the clones. The sheer trust he has in them only makes what's to come more sickening.
We will begin with physical preparation. First, though, we have orders. Braca is secure. We move out from Aikito shortly.
Yes.
must...
Master, are you okay?
Something is...
No! No! What's happening? Why did the commander just...
Padawan, something terrible is happening. The clones have betrayed us. There are no answers to your questions. Not yet. We need to get off this ship. Quickly. Get to the escape pods.
While meeting with his master, Yara Tapal, the Order 66 event occurs. And we play as Cal while he narrowly escapes, only for his master to die due to Cal's fears.
Padawan. It is time for instruction.
We wake up to Yarrow, standing in disgust.
Yes. My blood is on your hands, apprentice. You are a failure, a weakling, a traitor. You are no Jedi! No!
Shattering the lightsaber bestowed upon him by his master, Cal's left broken and defeated. This is when he once again is confronted by Malicos.
Please. Never.
Okay, enough of this. Who are you really?
MALICOS. Former Jedi. Like yourself. We have much in common.
I doubt that.
Oh? We both survived the Purge. My troops betrayed me. I was forced to strike them down, and I escaped to this desolate place. Well, these savages only respect strength. And as we both know, the Force is a most powerful ally.
Oh, you used the Force to seize power. That's everything the Jedi stood against.
These are dark times. They will consume us if we do not stand with each other.
Malicos explains to him that the dark side doesn't have to be used for evil, and that it can instead be used for power. He tells Cal that he is handicapping his efforts against the Empire because they'll use anything and everything to destroy their hope. He offers to train Cal and become even stronger when they're interrupted by MERRIN.
For years, you said the Jedi orchestrated the massacre that killed my sisters. Yet here one stands, and you seek only to bring him into your family.
You were told to deal with it. Clearly you lack the power, little witch.
She's heartbroken after being lied to by the only other human on the planet. She realizes that Malicos has been using her. In a fit of rage, she unleashes a horde of her undead sisters to chase and kill Cal. Nearly being suffocated by decomposing women, Cal makes it back to his ship, where CERE has a talk with him about what true power really means.
Master T'Pol, I saw the day he died. I saw what I did. Now it's destroyed. I couldn't save him.
Cal, you were only a child.
No, I know I could have helped him if I'd been stronger and braver, if I would have listened to him. I could have helped him. I know it.
Cal, it's time I told you everything that happened to me when I escaped the Empire. They brought Trilla in the room. And when I saw her eyes, they showed me what I had caused. She was an Inquisitor. And something in me gave. And I lost all control. And I tapped to the dark side. And I killed them all. Every last one of them. Except for her. And for years, I couldn't forgive myself. I was a wreck. Because I had all this rage. And I tried pushing it down, but there was no hiding from myself. And all I wanted to do was die. I can't change what I did no more than you can change what happened to your master. It's in the past. But Cal, you have to make a choice to move on.
How?
You're gonna start with this.
She explains that she had to tap into the dark side, and it made her so vulnerable that she had to cut herself off from the Force. But the Force is not something to be feared. It's something to be harnessed. More and more, Cal learns this throughout his journey, tapping into the fear that fills him, the fear that others will have to experience what he went through with Order 66. Now, needing to build himself a new lightsaber, Cal makes his way to the planet of Ilum, home of the Jedi Trials and Kyber crystals. One thing I thoroughly disliked about this section is the Empire's presence on Ilum. Surely it's just dumb coincidence that they decide to invade Ilum right when Cal needs to go there. This war's been going on for nearly 5 years at this point, and they just now decided that Kyber crystals were a good source of power? Anyways, Cal makes his way to the Kyber crystal, and upon retrieving it, the crystal shatters in his hands. One thing after another keep on literally shattering in Cal's face. How many times does he have to pull himself back together before he's done? The answer is non-existent. He will always continue to struggle and be forced to pull himself back up, but that's what makes him different. Doomed and cold, BD-1 plays a message from Cordova.
The time's come. This may be the last you see of me. I can sense the doom of the Jedi Order is upon us. No! Failure is not the end. It is a necessary part of the path. Hope will always survive in those who continue to fight. Like you, BD-1.
He explains to Cal that failure is not the end. The Jedi games being a Souls-like is the perfect gameplay design for Cal's journey. The gameplay loop consists of dying and forcing yourself to get back up and try again. You throw yourself against your adversaries until you're good enough. While the Jedi series might not be the hardest Souls-like games out there, I think they're some of the most accessible, and might do the best job of meshing gameplay and story for a reason. Armed with the idea that he is the only person that will ever be there to pick himself back up, Cal physically forces the crystal back into place, and crafts, finally, his very own lightsaber. Cal now understands that his many failures, all of the friends he loses, and all of the hardships he goes through is not for nothing. It's to make him stronger, to show others in the galaxy that there are people fighting for them. There are people willing to stand up to the Empire. Cal's legacy isn't necessarily being the best member of the Jedi Order, but to be a Jedi that understands hardships, loss, love, and war unlike any Jedi before him. Now, understanding himself more than ever before, Cal's ready to make his biggest challenge yet. He heads back to Dathomir to confront Malicos and collect the key to the Zepho tomb.
Master.
You were wrong to return here unarmed.
Not unarmed.
You think that lightsaber proves you a Jedi?
No. Facing you. Memories that have haunted me since Braca. I won't run from them anymore.
Then let us see what manner of death your courage brings. But is power the answer?
Master, I will never forget. The loss has become a part of me. I will honor your teaching and your sacrifice.
Confronted by his master once again, Cal learns that a Jedi is not his weapon. A Jedi is the weapon. Control is the weapon. Control of your fears, anger, sadness. Not suppression and disconnect, but control. Cal genuinely loves those who have helped him on his journey, something that the Jedi straight up would not have allowed. But this doesn't make him stray away from the Jedi Code, and if anything, it brings him closer to who he is as a Jedi Knight.
What you were told about the Jedi was not true.
So you say, Cal. Malicos said many things too.
Terra Malicos might have been part of my order, but what he is now, I have no idea. All I do know is having a lightsaber isn't what makes you a Jedi.
Then what does?
We were peacekeepers. We were betrayed by those we protected. Hunted down by the Empire. I might be one of the last of my kind.
I was only a child when they attacked. An armored warrior brandishing this descended upon us and cut down my people. My sisters, until I was left alone with the dead. Then Malicos came and promised me revenge if I shared our secrets with him in return.
I know what it's like to lose everything. And Malicos was wrong to use that against you.
What is this?
It's like you said, Malicos. Dothamir will be your grave.
Confronting his fears and defeating Malicos, Cal obtains the key.
We finally found it.
And has a heartfelt conversation with MERRIN, where she asks Cal if all of this, the war, death, and revenge, is really going to be worth it. Is it really worth placing those children in a war that they didn't even know was going on? The crew makes their way back to Bogano, where Cal unlocks the Zepho tomb. He then has a vision about what will happen if he goes through with rebuilding the Jedi Order.
I shall teach them the ways of the Force.
Master Kestis.
We shall begin with physical preparation.
What is the Force?
Gather round, everyone.
Master Kestis.
It's the Empire!
Master, shall we fight them? To the trenches!
Keep going!
The Inquisitors have found us.
Can't hide. Got you.
Death. Endless lives lost while he lives. In an insurmountable level of power coming from the Empire. Cal himself becomes an Inquisitor. Once again, confronted by Trilla, he yanks her lightsaber away, and due to his psychometry, which allows Cal to see memories through objects through the Force, He sees everything that Trilla had endured from her perspective.
Don't go. We need to stick together.
No. I'm going to lure them away, and then I'm going to circle back. Stay with the younglings, Trilla. May the Force be with you.
Master, don't leave us!
Trilla, what's going to happen?
It's okay. It's okay. No.
Cal then wakes up, alone, without the holocron. Discussing failure one last time, Cal becomes the master and teaches CERE that failure is not the end, and it simply is about your next move. CERE tells him that Trilla will most likely take the holocron to an Empire fortress where they make the Inquisitors, the same place where CERE had to escape from all those years ago. After seeing how much Cal has grown in just a few months, CERE grants Cal the rank of Jedi Knight.
Kneel. By the right of the Council, by the will of the Force, Cal Kestis. Rise, Jedi Knight.
Just badass. I really can't say anything else. Finally, confronting Trilla one last time, Cal defeats her and obtains the holocron. CERE uses this opportunity to put a stop to what she created and kill Trilla herself when they're interrupted.
That doesn't look good.
It isn't. It's him.
You have failed me, Inquisitor.
Avenge us! Run! No!
You would be wise to surrender.
Yeah. Probably.
Remorseless, Vader strikes down Trilla with her last words being, "Avenge us." There's so much speculation on what she means, but in my headcanon, she wants them to avenge those fallen younglings. After throwing CERE off the platform, which is kind of funny, Darth Vader closes in on Cal. In the fight, you are unable to strike him. He stands there, effortlessly, and you must use your wits to escape. This entire level is awesome. It keeps the idea that Vader is an unstoppable force, so feared that everyone just runs. Vader just stands there several times, as if this is a game to him. Vader knows he's stronger than everyone. After landing one strike on Vader, he quickly returns the favor.
Surrender the holocron.
I'll never give it to you.
We shall see.
Then Cal's reunited with CERE, where she once again taps into the dark side. Trying to destroy her opponent, but this doesn't work, she decides to use the light and go on defense. With Cal's quick thinking, they're able to escape both Vader and with the holocron. Saved by MERRIN and GREEZE, Cal and CERE live to fight another day. The crew discusses what they should do with the holocron.
What about that?
We use it to rebuild the Jedi Order.
The next generation of Jedi.
The Empire will be after him, just like they're after us.
The lives of every child on that list will be forever changed.
Not by us. Their destiny should be trusted to the Force.
So where to now?
Cal now understands that this is his fight. The selfish reasons for wanting to restore the Jedi Order are just that, selfish. But more than that, the ending of the game shows us two examples in the last 10 minutes of the game where the dark side is overcome, not by light, but out of sheer control. And that's exactly what the light side versus dark side is. Control versus losing control. Power is so powerful that it can be hard to handle. With power, you need stability, and without stability, you have destruction. Cal's journey is only beginning, and when we discuss Jedi Survivor, we'll see what Cal is really capable of.